Hey guys, my name's Matt Higbee, and I'm the creative director on Planetside 2. Today we're taking a look at some of the factions and talking a little bit about what these factions are all about. First up, we have the Terran Republic. The Terran Republic are what I would call the most professional military of the three factions. These guys are well-drilled, well-equipped, and basically the most well-oiled military machine on the battlefield of Araxis. In terms of weaponry, the Terran Republic rely on pretty conventional weapons. Lots of bullets, lots of high explosives, but they don't use anything too experimental. For vehicles, the Terran Republic is all about speed. They want to basically get the fastest possible vehicles. The Terran Republic also believe in strength in numbers. A lot of their vehicles and a lot of their weapon systems require more players to operate them. But in general, they're just as effective as a one-on-one soldier as any of the other factions would be. The second of the three factions we're going to talk about are the New Conglomerate. Now, the New Conglomerate are sort of the insurgent rebel faction in Planetside 2. These guys basically use whatever they can get their hands on, from old mining equipment to experimental weaponry, and they really aren't going to say no to anything that works. You can see here that in a lot of cases they're using stuff that's either plundered from or gathered from their corporate sponsors. A lot of their weapons, armor, and vehicles may look really utilitarian, but don't let that fool you. They still pack a mean punch. For the most part, the NC weapons and vehicles are built around hitting hard and lasting long in fights, so they can take the most damage and dish out the most damage, although they might not be the most maneuverable or the fastest on the battlefield. The third and final faction are the Vanu Sovereignty. Now, these guys have unlocked some secrets hidden away in ancient alien ruins all over Araxis. They've used a lot of this technology to help augment their weapons of war. The main goal of the Vanu Sovereignty is to attempt to unlock more secrets from these ancient artifacts, and they consider anything that's getting in their way to be a threat. So while the battle between the NC and the TR is sort of more of an annoyance to them, they still feel the need to compete on the battlefields just to make sure that they can get access to all the technology that's hidden all over the planet. The Vanu Sovereignty have the most advanced technology on the battlefields of Araxis. They use things like plasma warheads and lasers to get the job done. They also have magnetic propulsion systems in their vehicles, which allow them to be maneuverable in ways that conventional vehicles just can't match. The whole Planetside 2 team is really thrilled with how we're progressing so far, and we can't wait to show you guys more. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook so you can keep up to date with the latest and greatest news.
Sony.
Hey everyone, this is Zach. I'm joined by Dewey.
Hello guys.
We are back from our long extended vacation. We're not dead.
Definitely not dead.
We're not zombies either.
But we're looking at a new game.
Yeah, Planetside 2. It's a game that I'm really excited about, and you just kind of started learning about.
Yeah, it seems something that's very interesting. Whenever you can make a little twist on the whole MMO kind of atmosphere, and in this case, putting the first-person shooter aspect onto it, I really enjoy that. And the little that I've known about the previous game and the one that I know about this, it seems like it can gel together really well into a good game.
Well, and the interesting thing is the developers are putting the first-person shooter aspect of the game first. So it's not an RP or an MMO with the first-person shooter tacked on. It's first and foremost a first-person shooter. They're implementing kill streaks within the game, and then they're putting a lot of effort in bringing that MMO sort of atmosphere to the game. It's an absolutely enormous game. You have a huge continent with tons of people in these huge battles, but the battles, of course, they break down into smaller individual, like squad-based battles. And when I was telling you about this game, I was just like, I'm kind of nerding out a little bit about how we could be in a
set up a little
outfit
squad
together and be issuing orders to people. But the thing with this trailer is it's really like illustrating and talking about the general concepts of the different factions. And these factions are the same factions from Planetside 1, just updated because they have new technology.
Which one interests you the most?
The Vanu Sovereignty, the technocratic faction. And, I mean, I was watching through this. Without a doubt, I'm playing as the Vanu.
Yeah, of course.
They seem, because I haven't played Planetside 1, I've just done a lot of looking into it. They remind me of Crisis, and I'm just imagining like a super soldier that has all this technology behind them, going through battles. And
it's interesting that you said that, because with a lot of MMOs, when people look at all the different classes and stuff, there's generally one or two that they're just like, oh, I'll never play that class. For me, and I have that feeling too when I go into MMOs. It's just like, I don't like this type of class, so I'm not going to play it. It wasn't the case here. All the different factions I want to explore, most specifically the technical one, but that you said it reminded you of Crisis. It reminded me a little bit of Mass Effect, and so that's why I wanted to explore it a little bit more, just because it seemed like I could be running around as Shepard in this MMO. And
well, I mean, yeah, like you have the Terran, and it's that typical military faction, which is looking cool. I like their weapons, probably a little bit more than the Vanu, even though it is laser weapons and that kind of thing. And then you have the rogue rebels.
Yep.
It just seems like they all have like their individual stories, and I really like, the one thing I like about the Vanu is that you get the sense that it's the other two that are battling it out, and these people are fighting against them as well, but they have ulterior motives, obviously trying to get the resources. And that's the thing with this game, is they're putting a lot of effort into making sure that it's not just going for headshots. You're gathering resources when you get these certain areas
to help out your factions
on the continent.
Build your character.
And I mean, you can build bases where you want to. If you have the resources, that then you have to defend. So you could capture an area close to the main base of a different faction and try to build a base there and really just try to defend it.
Go behind
with like a squad of 6.
Set up a little building, just like, we got this, guys.
Right, but I'm liking the look of this game a lot. That's why I put it up. This trailer, I think, is a couple weeks old, and it's the director's cut, which there wasn't really that much of a difference between the like a difference of 1 second with the director's cut and the regular cut. So I'm not exactly sure, but we didn't really have any stuff up for Planetside 2, and this is the latest thing. So I felt like it was a cool addition, especially for those people who don't know.
And for people of the first-person shooter genres, people that haven't necessarily explored the whole MMO area, I definitely suggest you check it out, because it's a whole different world in that MMO market, and it's something that is enjoyable. Whether you want to look on it as it's a nerdy thing or not, give it a chance, and I can guarantee you will like it.
And the thing with this game, because we like to do giveaways, I was like, well, how can we do a giveaway for this game? We can't. It's free to play.
Yeah.
So that's just, you might as well check it out when it comes out, which there's not an exact release date. It's scheduled to come out sometime in 2012. But it's free to play. It's for PC only right now, but I was watching like developer roundtables and stuff, and when the question was asked, is it going to come to PS3 or something like that, another console, they just like gave a smirk and like, we're not announcing anything at this point. so we'll see. I mean, it's published by Sony Online Entertainment, so
there's a little want
and it's
pull a DC Universe kind of thing,
right? And if they put DC Universe Online on the PS3, we could see a first-person shooter MMO on the PS3. So yeah, that's our look at the factions in Planetside 2. I think that we like all the factions, the 3 factions, which having 3 factions in the game is kind of cool instead of just 2. But I know for sure that I'm playing as the Vanu first. Let me know what you guys think about the factions and what factions you guys want to play with. And when the game comes out, you most certainly can play with us or battle against us and try to murder us in our videos. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, and we'll be looking forward to this game. In the meantime, though, keep gaming.